Hey, what is up guys? My name is Oleg, this is Bond. Welcome back to the channel and happy Halloween. If you're not watching this on Halloween, then I guess just welcome. Since it is Halloween, I wanted to do something special. I wanted to review a scary watch. So what could be scarier than a Frankenwatch from India? That's right, I went on eBay and I purchased a Frankenwatch from India. And now we're gonna review it together. I paid $21, shipped from India to Canada. And here it is. This is where the story gets crazy and not so scary. I think I didn't buy a Frankenwatch. I think I actually bought a genuine Seiko from Japan based on the serial numbers on the back of this watch. I date this one to July 1970. So it's a vintage Seiko. And opening the case back and looking at the movement, everything looks legit. Everything looks proper. So I think by accident, trying to buy a Frankenwatch, I actually bought a real one. And to be honest with you, I don't know how I feel about that. Because on one hand, I'm happy that I didn't get a Frankenwatch and I got such a good deal on a Seiko. But on the other hand, it kind of ruins today's video because now it's just a review of a vintage Seiko. And let me tell you, this watch right here is very interesting. The size is 35 millimeters diameter, which is small by today's standards, but I actually really like that about this watch. It is very slim. The lug to lug distance is pretty good and it has an 18 millimeter lugs. So this watch should be very easy to find straps for. The condition of the watch is not bad either. It comes on this Seiko bracelet. I don't know if this is original bracelet to the Seiko, but it's very common for Seikos of 1970s to have a bracelet like this with a pressed metal clasp. The clasp is not of the great quality. The watch also has hollow end links. Of course, it's a Seiko. The links in the bracelet are just fold over metal, so they're not solid links. In fact, the whole bracelet is very flimsy. It's not very stable, and it's a pinnacle of 1970s Seikos. The dial seems to be original and in a pretty good condition. Says 21 joules and automatic, of course applied Seiko 5 logo and applied indices for hour markings. There is even a little border around the date complication. Now the movement powering this watch is 70-19 caliber movement, fairly reliable movement in fact. What's interesting about this movement specifically is how you change days of the week. So to change days of the week, what you have to do, you actually have to press on the crown. As you press on the crown, the days of the week change. Pull out the crown in the first position. That's how you adjust the date. And pull out the crown into the second position. That's how you adjust the time. Of course, this movement doesn't have hacking. It also doesn't have hand winding. So what you have to do, of course, do a little bit of a Seiko shuffle before you put it on your wrist and move on with your day. The watch actually keeps pretty good time. Right now it's about 35 seconds fast, which is pretty bad by today's standards, but for a 1970s automatic watch, I'll take it. The watch also wears great. Here's the wrist shot. As you can see, it fits my 7¼ inch wrist really well. Some of you might say it's a bit too small. And again, this is a 1970s watch. The fashion standards, the watch size standards back then were very different to today's standards. I tested this watch over several weeks doing many different activities. I even played golf in this watch, went for a jog, went for coffee, just regular everyday activities. And the watch performed really well. It kept the time, it looked great. The only complaint I actually have is the fact that the bracelet was very dirty. So at the end of the day, after wearing this watch, I would have a little dirt ring around my wrist. Other than that, a pretty good watch. So that is my story of a Franken Seiko. In fact, I don't know if it is a Frankenwatch or not. I gave you as many close-up shots of this watch as possible. If any of you guys out there have any theories, please leave them in the comment section below. I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are, if it's actually a real genuine Seiko made in Japan, or is it a Frankenwatch put together from a few different watches and put in this case and sold as a genuine watch. Really curious to hear your thoughts. I appreciate you watching this video until the end. By the way, today on my wrist, I'm wearing my Orient Mako 2. Absolutely love this watch, and since we are talking about Seikos, why not go with the Orient on the wrist? Also in the description of this video, there is a secret link. Check it out. I think you'll like this one. I appreciate you watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it, and happy Halloween. Bye.